Well, congratulations first. It's a great delight and a great honor to be here today. And at the same time, it's really always a delight to see and meet my colleagues here in India. At the same time, we feel that coming in here from Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York is an add-on to all the great stuff that's already is going on. A lot going on in the field in oncology in general, in particular for what I am focused on, which is in regard to GI oncology. A lot of amazing stuff going on, and even further digging down in regard to the activity that's happening in regard to liver cancers. Yeah. Well, oncology is not anymore like as we thought of beforehand, and this is thanks to all the great efforts that are happening worldwide, including here in India. And no doubt that a better understanding of the patients as well as a better understanding of the mechanisms of the disease are very critical to better understand where we go from there. So no doubt that we are all obligated to better understand our patients, better understand the disease per se, so we can pin down on the right therapy for their patients. So precision medicine is a very broad subject, and no doubt that pinning it down can vary in regard to what different physicians might read it, or even different scientists. But the bottom line is we're trying to really dissect what we thought of we call luck in regard to with cancer, but now we're looking at the specific alterations. To give an example again from what I specialize in, for example, the advent of the FGFR2 fusion or the IDH1 mutation in regard to intrahepatic cholangiocarcinoma, or very pertinent to India in regard to the HER2 genetic alterations that are parent to gallbladder cancer, are very important. Now, here where we can, however, understand a little bit more details, because number one is how do we test it? How frequent are we able to test it? And if we test it, how we have access to the therapy per se. And also another challenge is, like, even if we test it and we know it's there, how do we bring in those medications to the clinic? This has been also another challenge per se. So it's not really about the precision per se. We got the precision part, but the applicability of it, we're still not there fully yet. Well, AI already is there. I mean, look at our life. I mean, we're really driven by AI, and to the merit, we really are benefiting from all of those activities that really are making our life simpler, easier, more functional. And if anything, in regard to oncology, is even there and has been there and is going to continue to evolve. Proudly from Memorial Sloan Kettering, my colleague, Dr. Larry Norton, for example, was able to look into mammography and find out like that delineation by AI of question mark potential alterations in regard to mammography, knowing that this is going to evolve into cancer, was definitely helped very much by AI, which the human eye could not define before that. So this is an example, but I'm sure there'll be way more important components. And to go back to where I am in GI oncology, can we, for example, envision that genetic alterations altogether will be brought in to understand for us what it apply for therapy? Of course it's going to happen. The beautiful thing about the system that we live in is a very high level democratic process, which really means that we change our presence in regard to those different committees. And proudly, yes, I did serve as the head of the task force for the hepatobiliary malignancies for the NCI. I did serve twice, back to back on 2 terms, but now I'm the president and there's a new chair as well. Nonetheless, we work all together. I'm still in the committee, and that no doubt that proudly all those kind of components that we are talking about, being from precision medicine or even the pharmacogenomics that we're now touching on, are very important. The way that the US government, and of course you can imagine this could probably apply to everywhere, we want to make sure that when we do clinical trials, what can we serve our people with? And this is very important to really look at all this from the perspective of the patient themselves. It's a great delight to be again here, and it's fascinating that the last time I was in India was right before the start of the pandemic that we all kind of unfortunately endured with, and humanity did endure with. Back in January 2020, I was actually at Apollo, and here I am, first trip to India after the pandemic back into the Apollo conclave. If anything, this really proved how much Apollo is capable of doing, and we're very proud to really be collaborative in regard to our efforts with our colleagues in Apollo, and definitely congratulate Apollo on the incredible conclave that's going on as we speak.